If you've already watched my other summer camp video, then you'll know that my camp was set up kind of like this. And if not, well, now you do. This story, however, takes place in that general region, as well as during my lovely high school years. It all started when I saw that the camp was offering a new activity during free time, paintball. I walked up to check it out, and the first thing I saw was a bunch of pictures of people with bruises and welts to warn you of what could happen if you actually chose to participate. Now, you think that would have scared me off, but the only thing that was scarier was the major FOMO that hit me in that very moment. I was like, this is my one chance to play paintball. If I don't do it now, I could never do it. I have to do it. So I signed up. So the day arrives for paintball, and oh boy, it was the worst day to play it because it was at least 95 degrees out, and they recommended you be fully clothed so the paintballs wouldn't hurt as much, and the only long sleeve shirt I had was black, so it was really, really hot. But I went anyway because, yeah. When I got to the place where we were all supposed to meet up to play, you could see that there were two distinctly different groups of people. The first group was people like me. People who were there to just have fun, probably never played before, and were looking for a good time. The other group of people looked like pros. They had their own equipment, they had camo on, and they had that look in their eye like, "Today I shall bring honor to my family, and anyone who gets in my way shall be brought down." These people were called the Yoopers, or, for those of you who don't know, people from the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. And they were so good at paintball because they'd made it a habit to go like every weekend together, so they knew what they were doing. And the rest of us did not. They handed out the equipment to us, like helmets and paintballs, and we were split into two teams. And who would have guessed it? All the Yoopers were on one team, and all the unfortunate, inexperienced souls on the other. That was my team. We were sent out in the woods to start the game, and on the way there, I had a thought. What if I'm a prodigy at this? What if I'm a sharpshooter and I just don't know? This could be the start of something huge. The government could catch wind of this and I could be recruited to become a spy. I mean, that's what happens to all the people in the books and movies. So why couldn't it happen to me? This could be life-altering. By the time my daydreams had ended, we had gotten to our location. I found a nice tree and took shelter behind it, getting ready for the game to start. And when it did, I froze in fear. You're supposed to say out when you get hit, and I was hearing out everywhere. I was thinking, oh man, these Yoopers must be really good, until I remembered, wait a minute, you might be a sharpshooter. I took a deep breath and made my stand. Out! Out! I'm out! I was hit with a paintball that didn't pop. And if you've ever played before, you know that when they don't pop, they are much more painful. So painful it knocked the breath right out of me. And so painful that I ended up developing a welt the size of a golf ball that made it painful to move the rest of the week. I was almost convinced I had burst an internal organ. We played several more rounds and they all ended up the same. Out. It was the last round and those Yoopers had won enough, so I figured I'm gonna give it my all this time. I'm gonna change up my strategy. I looked around and spotted a tree that had fallen, and it created a ditch where the roots had been. It was a bunker. Perfect. I waited till no one was looking, then I ran and dove right in. To my surprise, another one of my teammates was there. We'll call him Barry. Barry and I looked at each other and realized we were the last two left. He became that combination of terrified and pumped, and he just kept repeating, "We're in this together! We're in this together! Are you with me?" Now I was more on the side of terrified. I just stared at him. Not only was I terrified that the Yoopers were coming to find us, but it turns out in the roots of that tree there were tons of spiders. And I don't like spiders. I'm fine looking at them from afar, but contact is a big no-no. And the potential for contact at that very moment was through the roof. Suddenly Barry looks at me and says, "I'm going for it." Oh great. He jumps out and immediately gets hit. So now it's just me in a hole with spiders. I hear the Yoopers shouting to each other, "I think there's just one left. We gotta find him." And they get closer and closer. It was like being stalked by a pack of wolves. And I see one. And then two. Their backs are turned to me, and I know at any moment they're gonna turn around and see me there. and they turn. And in a crazy flash of self-preservation, I go completely berserk, shooting everywhere I can, hoping I hit something. Except they had the same idea. And they didn't even have to hope they'd hit something. They knew they could. And so I laid there, bruised, defeated, in a hole, with spiders. I dragged myself back to our beginning spot where we all got together to talk about what just happened. The faculty asked if we all had fun. Of course we did. And then said this: "How many of you got hit in the chest or in the head?" We all looked at each other, raised our hands, most of us did, and then they stared us in the eyes and said, "If those bullets had been real, where would you be right now?" They may as well have done a mic drop. We were all completely dumbfounded, just stared at each other, and then staring into the distance, and then staring into our very own souls. Let's clear something up here. I went to a Christian camp, so this wasn't exactly a weird thing for them to say, but it was completely unexpected. But hey, it worked, because to this day I still think about that moment. We walked somberly and silently back to the rest of the camp, those words forever ingrained into our memories. "Go to camp," they said. "You'll make great memories," they said. Yeah, well, you didn't warn me about the scarring ones. But still, I highly recommend it. Thanks for watching, and I can't wait to hear all about your camp memories in the comments below. Also, I want to say happy birthday to my nephew Lincoln. I hope you have a really awesome day.